G'day guys, welcome to another video. We've got my S13 here. We are going to get started on that, but I did just get back from a trip to Fraser Island. If you want to check that out, we put it up on the second channel. I'll try to put a link in the description. Raptor went phenomenally as always, and the new roller shutter setup. Being that I didn't necessarily use the roller shutter, but I don't know, I love the look of it now. I think it's a much better look, cleaner. I don't know, enjoying the Raptor. It's a good thing. And the old Bluetti system while we're over there, super rad. Anyway, getting on to the S13. We've obviously got it back from Frosty. There's a few little things we have to do. We have to work out what's going on with the water temp sensor. That's not 100% right. Frosty's gonna come around the salvo and have a look at that. In the meantime, I need to bleed up the brakes to get them sort of working a bit better. Because we just replaced the rear brake line because we had those issues at Summernats where the brake line was leaking from the cylinder. When I say cylinder, leaking from the brake bias controller. I've got to do that and a few other little bits and pieces on this car, start cleaning some things back up, but overall it's pretty well ready to go for Power Cruise. I've got to work out tyre situation. Do have some almost new RPF 01s, some brand new 265s, another brand new pair of 265s, and I have those as well. I am trying to sell those though, and this set of Driftex are sold as well. Someone's coming to pick them up and someone's interested in buying them. So I'm just getting rid of like a lot of the wheels I have around that I don't particularly use much of, I guess. I haven't used these forever for anything really. I was using them a little bit on my Falcon. Same with those, I was using them a little bit on the Falcon. As you guys know, Falcon's not here anymore, it's in Japan, and I got Kansai's in Japan for that car. And these wheels here, I do use on the JZX, but the offset's not good. It's not a great offset, so I'm neither here nor there. I do still like these wheels. They're a good wheel that fits. A little bit sunk, but they're quite a cool wheel anyway. Really light, good tyres on them. So gonna start the gargantuan effort that is getting this car up on the hoist. It's not easy. Get this thing up on the hoist and then start working on bleeding the brakes, which I'm gonna need my wife for. Let's go. Funnily enough, this car is actually easier to jack up than Tiana's JZX 100. I don't even know why. BN kit, they're both BN kits. You tell me. Let's get onto the brakes. Alright, so unfortunately, or fortunately, I've had to raise the front of the car up a tiny bit just because it looks like it's wound itself down. I mightn't have tightened up the collars enough, but it had gone slightly lower at the front, which I had noticed. One of the things that people have been busting my balls about is getting this front bumper chopped to suit these quarter panels. Now you see the quarter panels on the Origin bumper sort of come out quite aggressively, but they're to suit an Origin body kit, and normal body kits come up to about here, 20 mil higher. So what I'm going to do is cut 20 mil out the top of my body kit. Not overly pumped on it. I wish I could have done this like before I got it painted. I probably should have. Just, I don't know, it was one of those things. I am getting some of this gold in touch up to be able to touch some things up. I got some tiny little blemishes on the rear bumper I want to touch up, and I am eventually, obviously not anytime soon, but okay, so there is an Origin kit. I forget what it's called, but it's very similar to a BN kit, maybe even a little bit more aggressive again. So I may end up going with that, and then I won't need to be cutting things and messing with things, because you can see here, it's not ideal, but I've gone over the top of the side skirt, which is definitely not normal, but I didn't want to go just hacking things up and I was sort of running out of time leading up to Summer Nats, and yeah, if I could go back and redo it, I would, but it is what it is now. The thing is, I don't want to go, and I guess I could, couldn't I, realistically, is start just lob the top off it so it flush up against the bottom of that. I could do, I guess, just make it flush. Let's see how my time goes today. I've basically got today and tomorrow to get this thing ready. Not a whole lot left to do. I'm just concerned about the whole water temp thing coming back and biting me in the butt, because we're not 100% confident on that sensor being right, because we had those issues at Summer Nats with the water temp sensor. Still need to do an oil change, so I need to go freaking mortgage the house to get some more of that oil. Yeah, just bleeding the brakes, really. This thing needs a real good clean, so I'll get Hayden on the job. I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting. So I have gone ahead and I've riv nutted now, drilled my holes out. That hole there is still messy from the exhaust. That's my bad. Then this side as well, some riv nuts. Ideally, I'll get some of the gold touch up, and I'll touch up along the top of here so this won't be visible anymore. I'll pop it back on now with the riv nuts, see what it looks like. I reckon that's pretty good. It's definitely on straighter and better than it's ever been before. Like I said, I need to get some touch up to go over the top here, but overall, pretty happy. All right, it's now 14 hours later, and Tiana's joined us.
I won't clean anymore then.
She's cleaning the house. She goes, I'll be out there in 5.
I just wanted to finish cleaning the kitchen.
I'm not really. It's all good. I chilled. Anyway, so we're going to bleed up the brakes using wifey as a foot depressor. Think of it like Jim. You know Jim.
Feels like it, because I can't reach the bloody pedals.
Yeah, so
Story of my freaking life.
So we've also got to talk about this while we're here quickly. The whole JZX 100 thing. You've wanted a stock seat in your 100 forever.
Yeah.
You've driven a JZX 100 with a stock seat and dailied it for a long time.
The only thing I can think of why it's different is because my other one was auto.
Yeah.
So, a little bit lazier.
Yeah.
And my position would have been different. Whereas now, every time I release the clutch, my knee smashes against the steering column.
And obviously you guys saw I put the seat that was in the front of her car straight into the passenger seat of mine, and I also cut the rails, etc. So now Tiana won't even drive her car.
I can't drive my car.
She can't drive her car, she says, because her knee hits the dash.
If I move my seat back so I can not hit my knees, my toes, I'm on my tippy toes with the pedals. And then the last time I did that in a car was the S13 that I put into the wall because I couldn't reach pedals properly.
Which car?
The track car. Because I couldn't reach the pedals properly, yeah.
You talking about someone else crashed it?
No, Sam crashed it the same car the week later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sam Harvey.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we need to work that situation out. Anybody that's in the JZX world, if you know of a seat that goes into a JZX that just sits like half an inch lower than a stock seat, or if a stock seat can be adjusted, or if a Series 1 and Series 2 have any height difference. I'm trying to track down a Series 1 front seat right now. She has Series 1 passenger anyway, so we're trying to get a Series 1. If you guys want a pair of Series 2 seats and you have a Series 1, blah, blah, I just want one driver seat, I'll happily give you or whoever both Series 2 seats in exchange for one Series 1 seat. That makes sense. Anyway, let me go ahead and bleed some brakes.
2 for the price of 1.
Pardon?
2 for the price of 1.
Yeah. And just for reference, it's super bloody hard to find a driver's seat for a JZX 100. Very hard and not cheap.
Yeah. It's also very hard.
What?
It's also very hard to find a car that I can drive where I fit properly. I'm not like super short. I just have short legs.
Doesn't even make sense. Honestly, it doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does.
Car's built for Japanese people, and somehow my wife's too small.
Sure.
All right, pump. All right, day 2.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm back.
Frosty's here. We're just looking over a couple little things. PowerCruise officially starts today. You can get in, but I'm not going to go till tomorrow. A few little things. Still got to do an oil change in this car. No big deal. I'm just going to go get the oil. But what do we got? Little oil leak on the turbo we got to fix, which is nothing. It's just the drain, and then it's reading properly our water temp, but
it drops in and out. I think it's just the problem is that the wiring, when it was done originally, it used the factory plug, so the pins inside.
like the GM.
Yeah, that's the standard LS plug. So the internals of the pins were cut back and soldered. So when they made the new loom, they just soldered the old plug onto new wires. So they weren't fully repinned with new pins and shit. So when I pulled it off and tried to do it again, when we couldn't get the new pins and stuff, so I just had to redo what they've done. But obviously it's just not touching as good, being where it moved, which could have been the issue you were having anyway of it reading funny as some of that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're just gonna take it out, put a link one in there, new plug, and then be sorted. So I just got to change the adapter for the T-piece and the cheering.
So maybe a trip to the shop.
Yep, just an adapter.
And oil.
And oil.
All right, we are back from shopping. Luckily, I had a credit down at the store from something else that had gone wrong a little while ago. So this oil is the bee's knees, I guess. You guys know I like that stuff. And Castrol, I'm still here. Hi. If anyone knows Castrol Australia, please tell them. But anyway, we as much as I love that stuff, the engine builder, which is Pull and Spec Motors, who built this motor, insists that we run this stuff on this engine because it's the best stuff for the built motor. So yeah, it is awfully expensive, but
You have to sell your second born child to do a service.
Yeah, well, he's blonde hair with blue eyes. I'd get a fair few boxes of oil for him, I reckon.
Probably about 2 oil changes.
Yeah, maybe 3.
3.
But yeah, it's obviously, it is good stuff from a sense where, like, you see the oil out of this thing, it's still gold. Like, it looks brand new. I'm tempted to chuck it straight in the JZX. I even said that, didn't I?
Yeah, and then we'll just drain out of that again for the lawnmower.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
My electric lawnmower.
Yeah.
Your lawnmower, your fancy lawnmower.
Yeah.
Cylinder mower.
Actually, it needs a lawnmower. It needs an oil change.
Yeah. But yeah, so we've got this whole water sensor thing. Do we have to recalibrate again then?
Yeah, just change the sensor type.
Sensor type.
Yeah.
And then also on top of that, we just realized that we have another dual sensor here, which is pressure and temp. So we're going to add in, we're going to add in now, or it'll have to be wired in?
I'll go to wire it in, but I'll do it now.
Okay, so we're going to end up wiring in our pressure sensor for the water system, which will be kind of cool. Hopefully we never need to use it, but at least then if we do have any issues where I'm like, I think we've lifted the head, we're right there and we can find out exactly what's going wrong immediately. So fingers crossed we never need to use that, but it's still a tool we're going to have in our box of tricks to be able to fix it, etc.
100%.
100%?
Yeah.
More sensors the better, I guess. And there's another thing, I can't remember if I said it in the vlogs, but we may be adding, what are they called? for each cylinder?
Oh, EGTs.
EGT.
Yeah.
So Russell is actually working on a system with another customer at the moment, and it's a way cheaper EGT setup. If it all works, we're going to bring that setup across into this car, because normally they're what, like $200 a sensor.
Yeah.
This sensor he's getting is like $30 a sensor. So it's checking out how well they work, and if it does work really well, we'll end up doing that in this car. So again, any issues we'll be able to find out immediately. You know, anything with water, oil, if cylinders aren't firing, all of that sort of jazz, and yeah, make everything work really well. So we're going to swap the sensor out, fix this oil leak.
Yeah, and I think we found what was causing the oil cut in the ECU as well. So we're going to move that to the oil feed.
Oh yeah,
But
okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going on with it.
So one of the issues with this car, okay, we've on the burnout pad at Summernats, the car cut. I thought initially it might have been I thought it was a boost cut or something, or anyway, what it turned out being is, as I tipped in, oil pressure went a little bit low, and it didn't have a thing in the map, and Russ has fixed the part of the map, but even with that said, the oil pressure should still be higher in that part. Now what we're thinking is the oil line for the turbo actually comes off a T-piece at the sensor. And is that a little bit before the sensor, or right where the sensor is?
Below the sensor is the highest point. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So essentially the sensor is after the oil feed line for the turbo. So what we're thinking is happening when the turbo is spinning harder, it's obviously requiring more oil and sucking oil away from the pressure from the sensor. So we're going to now move the oil feed for the turbo to a different part, which is down here on this block. Is that where we're going to do it?
Yeah. The front one.
The front one over here?
Yeah, on the front side there.
Okay. So we're going to move essentially the oil feed for the turbo to a different spot, which will feed it from there and hopefully get us better oil pressure results at the actual sensor itself. Because to move the sensor down there would be much more difficult because of the wiring and everything, where the actual oil line, we can just unplug it, bung that, and pop it straight down into here, which will give us better oil readings. So fingers crossed that will potentially be that situation sorted. If it's not that, then we don't really know, because the sump itself is good. We just opened a box and checked one out, and it's the same sump as I have. It's got 3 or 4 trapdoors. So, you know, that's pretty solid for what we're doing. So yeah, we'll go ahead now, switch some things around. I'm gonna get an oil change done, and I think we'll kind of be ready for power cruise, bar a wash this afternoon. Our new sensor is in down there. So the double sensor wired in as well. Obviously Frosty's wiring, not mine. What are we about to do?
Just calibrate and set up the sensor to change it from the GM style to a Bosch, and also just allocate the pressure as well, because we added the pressure in there.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Righto, so I'm starting to change the oil now. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it, but she's still quite nice, but does smell heavily of E85. And honestly, with the whole stop starting cruising around of Summernats, that's kind of to be expected. It hasn't had, like, you know, really only got the burnout on Sunday. Other than that, it was just cruised around and stuff. So really stressed this is going to drop. Should be right. Anyway, the oil dump is still leaking. You'll see it in this video, but we're having a little meetup, our first little meetup organised by Irish. So we're having a little car meet tonight. We're gonna go check that out. So I'll be filming that. We're gonna take this to Frosty's just so we can muck around with that oil thing again. Just because he might need to cut and re-weld the bracket, because it might be due to the way that has kind of clocked it, because he welded that brace to the oil return. It might be slightly off, which is causing that leak. So we just want to double check it. And Frosty lives at a pretty, like, I wouldn't say like a super nice area, but it's a quiet area. Which, it sounds really bad. It's not a shit area either.
No, it's a really nice
Across the road from him, definitely a shit area. But where he lives is quite nice, but it's very quiet, so you sort of... Pardon?
Why can't he kick it here?
He has a wife. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna basically pack everything, hook it up behind the Raptor, and I'm gonna take around to Frosty's, and then he'll muck around with fixing up this dump, and we're gonna do a little bit more calibration with the sensor as well, because the water temp after I ran it still only said 28 degrees, so a little bit of mucking around with that, and we should be all good in the hood. We just need that temp sensor to work, because that's obviously what controls the water pump and everything else, and tells the ECU what's going on. So yeah, get this oil changed out. We did spray a bit of oil, all down the front.
New fashion statement.
He was trying to film for
Grant.
Instagram for Grant to show no spills, and then it splashed out of the bucket straight onto his shirt. So yeah, good fun. We'll fill it up with some super expensive oil in a second. So for some reason, this oil filter, no, it's the same. What the heck? Look, it's touching. Do you see in here?
Yeah, you can see that.
It's ever so slight, but it's touching. Like I know there's a tiny little mark there. You can see that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess there's nothing to worry about, but I still get worried.
I get worried looking at this car, eh?
Yeah, it's just a bloody expensive car. I couldn't afford it when I had a business, and I definitely can't afford it now. So, jump on to lukefink.com, guys. Grab yourself some merch. Scary. Oh yeah, I'm wearing some merch.
Yeah, I'm trading teams today.
Oh, scary. God damn it. On my thong.
Gotta hate that.
I really do. Really do. Takes a lot of oil, this car. Oh, how many litres is that? 8 maybe? I've got to work out how much this car takes. This is very good.
Oh, bloody hell.
It's like $50 of oil.
And the rest, it still goes to the other driveway. It's a big puddle there.
Oh, yeah. What the hell happened there? We just tightened it. Jesus Christ.
Yep.
So essentially, guys, the rubber from the old filter was stuck to the freaking housing, and I didn't notice and put the new filter on, and obviously 2 rubbers on top of each other doesn't work. Once I got a little bit of revs in it, oil pressure went up, pushed it to the side. Probably lost maybe a litre of oil, so I'm gonna chuck another litre in. It's literally a $40 fuck up. That's so, like, in the scheme of things, it's minor. Like, happening here on my driveway is obviously 10 times better than it happening at the track. Still really, really fucking annoying.
blocking the main highway. Yeah, we're all
We made it.
all the way up the top.
I can't film me because I'm not wearing a hat and I got bad hair.
Oh, but you'll film me when I'm not wearing makeup and I ask you not to.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we can review 2 cars. So we can review your car and we can review Hayden's car.
Irish is here.
Yeah. But why isn't there any car parks, Luke?
Hey, this is Irish's meet.
No, because Irish's meet was tomorrow. You said, hey, let's change it to Thursday night.
All right, I'm gonna film the hair. Look at my hair, it's great. So, we kind of stuffed up. We're literally, as much as like, it's not me being racist, but this is Asian Central here at Sunnybank. So this is literally Asian Central, little Chinatown, whatever you might want to call it. It's Chinese New Year. So we've got absolutely Buckley's and none chance of fitting a bunch of cars up here. I kind of put a post up. Yeah, we'll see how we go. Apologise for my hair. I don't know what's going on with it. I need a haircut real bad. First meet, mate. How'd it go?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. It was a bit busy to start with. We didn't realise it was a really important holiday. But yeah, we got there.
You're not up with your Chinese holidays, mate.
Oh.
Bit of a fun, bit of a laugh with all the boys and everything catching up. And I've got to get the kids home for bed. Power cruise tomorrow as well. I've got to get me home to bed. Hey?
Every time I put my hand on it, I'm like, oh, put the rag.
Alright, so we're back at Frosty's and he's done his magic. I ended up just being a wire or two around the wrong way.
Yeah.
Well, black and white, white and black mix up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like the way the loom is set up, half the stock plugs for the LS have been used and kind of joined up with the link stuff instead of just being brand new pins and plugs and stuff like that. So what it was originally done, but there's still nothing wrong with it. It's just I got confused between what the link diagram is compared to what a GM diagram is.
Yeah, the stock stuff.
Yeah. But
And then the leaky boy was just getting a paper gasket a bit hot, and yeah, paper gaskets for some weird reason don't like being burnt by having welding happen right next to them.
Yeah, that's
so it's so strange, but everything should be all good. It's funny because it is so super clean. Did a great job.
Thank you.
But it is so good when this car is clean.
Oh. And even the insides of the wheels too.
Inside, yeah. To be fair, well, if you saw it in that time lapse we put up, he went overboard. Surrounded by a lot of really fucking good people, so very appreciative, and we're good to actually give this thing a good run tomorrow. And yeah, if you get the chance, come out to Power Cruise Friday and Saturday. I'll be there. You'll be watching this video on Friday. Thanks for watching this one. We'll get this car back home, put it away early in the morning on the way out to Power Cruise. See you there. Peace out.